or 26 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Graham Barton. Honestly, they needed interior offensive linemen. They needed a center since Ryan Jensen retired. And actually, when they drafted him, they listed him as a center. So I think this is probably the safest pick outside of Marvin Harrison Jr. in the class. Like, Graham Barton played
Literally.
tackle at Duke. He could play any of the five positions. You have your tackles figured out, right? You need interior help. Graham Barton is going to be a great player for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you already have an experienced quarterback, so you're not really worried about him being a rookie center. Like, you have a guy that can call the adjustments and everything like that. Like, you don't need that guy to be super experienced. And Graham Barton, the best thing about him is if they have a decent center, they can move him to guard. Like, I'm not saying I'm saying like they're going to start Barton at center, but I'm saying if your guard gets hurt and you have a better center backup than you have a guard backup, you can move Barton over. Like, it's not going to be the end of the world. He is that type of player.
No, and like it's funny too, because and again, obviously, he played tackle at Duke. And that's where if you're a Bucks fan, you should be ecstatic because he was winning almost every rep with and here's let me be clear with what I'm gonna say here. Because you're gonna a lot of people are gonna be like, what is he what you're trying to slight him? I'm not at all. Let me be clear what I'm trying to say. Where the technique for the position was nothing, super amazing where you're like, but that's the point. It's because he's so strong with such physical punch at the point of attack that he didn't even need to have fantastic technique to still be able to dominate at tackle, which is why teams are evaluated that they said, and it makes sense. They're like, well, he plays much more like a center. He is going to be a better center in the NFL than he would be a tackle. But he still was able to dominate his position group, even with like, I don't want to say improper technique, but just not the best tackle technique, not the best range on his arms, not the best reach, but he made it work because he's such a strong guy. And now you're moving such a strong guy to a more natural position for him. He's going to be a mauler for you guys, and Bucks fans are going to love this pick.
And that's the other thing too is like he's a very athletic player. Like, that's the thing we're seeing about these linemen is like they used to be just big, bulky guys. Like, these guys are like very good athletes. Like, he played lacrosse in high school, I believe it was, and he was moving when they were showing those pics. And obviously, he's beefed up since then. But like the true athleticism in your body doesn't go away. Like, you may lose some
No,
speed.
talk about when you cut on the Duke tape. If you want to know one player that you would never see standing still, always looking for action. It was going to be Graham Barton, I promise. He's always looking for the next impact. He's always looking for where he can come impact the game. You got yourself a high motor guy in Tampa Bay, and you guys should be ecstatic about it.